In this video, I tried two accessories for my beloved Quest 3, the Aubika Head Strap and the AMVR Facial Interface, and tell you why I'm sending both of them back. And as always, all this from an older gamer's perspective. In my first review of the Quest 3, I said the stock head strap sucks, and that the stock facial interface was the original, has all the softness of a slightly degraded scouring pad.
Harsh but fair.
That being said, I continued to use the original facial interface for many months, albeit with a rubber cover over the facial interface, one that sort of drapes over the original and stays there more by luck than judgment. The stock head strap, though, was quickly replaced with a cheap Elite-styled head strap, and despite being cheap, it turned out to be fairly comfortable, even for prolonged sessions in iRacing or playing other VR games that required me to get a bit sweaty. But, older gamer, you well-preserved veteran of the video age, I hear you ask, if this strap is comfortable and the rubber grommet on the face cover is sort of doing the job, why replace either one? The answer is, I think, that I watch far too many YouTube videos, and I have been persuaded that what I use now could be better. But is it? I ordered the Aubika head strap with built-in battery and the AMVR facial interface to find out if my FOMO was truly justified.
What's a FOMO?
Aubika head strap with battery. This was one of the first to reach the market for the Quest 3 and gained popularity because of the built-in 8000 mAh battery, which is strong enough to keep up with the rampant power demands of the Quest 3, and it was supposed to be comfortable as well. It's a nicely featured strap, no doubt about that, with the USB socket for the battery just under the strap and some LED lights on the top to let you know something is happening. So technically, the Aubika head strap is ticking all the boxes.
I feel a butt coming on.
But I don't find it very comfortable, which is odd, as it's not that dissimilar from the cheap strap I have been using. That is, until you take a closer look. Side by side, you can see the head pad on the Aubika is smaller, and the side arms are of a substandard quality in comparison to the cheaper headset. This combination of inferior side arms and a smaller head pad is, I believe, a key factor in why it's not very comfortable. And this is probably due to the battery pack at the back adding stress to the arms and requiring more pressure from the head pad to keep it in position. Ultimately, this means that finding the right angle and the correct tightness for this strap takes a good deal longer than it should. Certainly much longer than it takes me to find the sweet spot, comfort-wise, on the cheaper strap. In fact, the cheaper strap, which admittedly doesn't come with a battery, but costs just a third of the Aubika, does feel like a better product, with hinges clicking into place in a very satisfying manner, while the Aubika wobbles about with no real certainty, again making it that much harder to find the right position for the user's best possible comfort. The head strap also has an irritating habit of resetting the ratchet at the back that is used to tighten the Quest to your face. It's fiddly finding the correct tightness for this strap, so it's doubly annoying that it loses this setting if you take it off. A small issue, I know, but it's a quality of life problem that has irked me somewhat. Combine that with the fact that I can never seem to find a comfortable setup for this headset means that the Aubika is a strap that's very hard for me to enjoy. After persevering for a few weeks, I finally transferred back to the older, cheaper strap without the battery and decided that putting up with no battery pack was better than persevering with a strap that just wasn't right for me. And so the Aubika will be going back in the box, and I will be asking for a refund. AMVR Facial Interface. After the disappointment of the Aubika strap, what about the AMVR Facial Interface? On paper, there's a lot to like about the AMVR Facial Interface, which has a more refined nose area that lets a lot less light in, even less with the small nose guard if I could ever find a way to attach it. And it also has some air vents to keep me cool while doing the VR fitness thing. And overall, this design does work to an extent. And this facial interface is, in comparison to the stock one, came with the Quest 3, clearly made from high quality materials.
I feel a butt coming on.
But it just doesn't fit my face. I feel for the most part that when I'm using the AMVR facial interface that I'm grimacing the whole time simply to get it to sit comfortably on my face. And at the end of a VR session, my muscles actually ache from the prolonged grimacing effort. Seen side by side, it seems to me the original facial interface has a slightly deeper curve that comes around the face just a little bit better than the AMVR one. And for me, this slight difference is a huge factor in how uncomfortable the AMVR feels when I'm wearing it, even for just a short time. Again, after persevering for a few weeks, I took it off the Quest 3 and went back to the original face cover, with the rubber gasket thingy still clinging like a dead jellyfish to the Brillo pad-like surface beneath. The stock face cover might not be ideal, but at least it fits my face and doesn't make me feel like I've been grimacing non-stop for the last 3 hours. Conclusions. For me, the search for the ideal head strap continues, and in the meantime, I will use my cheapo Elite strap and a power bank if I need extra charging. However, I do have my eye on the Bobo M3 Pro, now that the company has sorted out the battery issues that plagued the release of that product. I am drawn to the M3 Pro because I had a Bobo M2 Pro on my Quest 2, which sadly I sold before I knew about conversion kits. And I thought that was a great headset, although I am not sure it's as well suited for VR fitness games. As for the face cover, well, at the moment I haven't seen anything I like. My Quest 2 was equipped with a VR cover faceplate, and that was a great product, but unfortunately VR Cover have yet to announce the Quest 3 version, and that's why I ended up trying and ultimately rejecting the AMVR facial interface. So if you are in the market for a new strap or a new facial cover, then I would advise you to buy only from a source that has a good returns policy, as the comfort factor these products offer are very dependent on the shape of your face and the shape of your head, and also just what you want to do with VR and how long you want to do it. That's a lot of variables for any company to factor in, so it's unsurprising that it doesn't always work out for every individual. Still, it's sad that my experience in both head strap and facial interface were unsuccessful, but at least I now know what I don't want, and I have, at least for a while, tamed that fallow feeling of FOMO. I hope you found this video helpful, and until the next one, race clean, and I'll see you on track. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to click the like button, and if you haven't already done so, subscribe. Click the little bell icon if you want to be notified of any future videos.